Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. A WWE star's latest X/Twitter activity and his recent jibe at Roman Reigns took fans by surprise. Carver sent a bunch of cryptic posts on social media during tonight's release spree and seemingly took a shot at the OTC. It seems NXT star Carver wasn't happy at all with tonight's WWE releases and expressed his frustration on social media. The star was left heartbroken after a plethora of stars were released from the promotion. Carver also posted a bunch of cryptic tweets and apparently took a shot at Roman Reigns. The OTC recently hinted that he voted for Donald Trump and extended his support towards him. Carver seemingly called out Reigns on the comment. Roman Reigns recently said the following about Trump, a statement that seemingly didn't sit well with Carver. Carver received lots of replies from WWE fans on his controversial tweets, with most of them supporting him. It won't be a surprise, though, if he ends up deleting some of them over the next few hours. Abelash Mendy is a pro wrestling journalist at Sportskeeda with nearly 5 years of experience. He completed his MBA from the Symbiosis Institute of Telecom Management in 2016 and worked with multiple banking institutions, including Tech Mahindra. While he started writing WWE articles for Sportskeeda in 2019 as a hobby, it eventually became a significant part of his professional journey. Abelash checks his articles thrice before sending them to the editing team, ensuring his work is highly accurate and reliable. He has interviewed prominent pro wrestling personalities like Noam Dar, Angry Miz Girl, Brendan Kobina, and Jesse Lambert. Abelash is a big fan of AEW star Orange Cassidy, as he believes the former international champion's on-screen gimmick of an extremely lazy guy resonates with him. Given the opportunity to script WWE's next big storyline, Abelash would treat fans to the second installment of the Bloodline Civil War. He would book Roman Reigns to reform the Bloodline with the USOs and Sami Zayn upon his comeback. The angle would see the tribal chief-led group go head-to-head with The Rock, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu in a blockbuster family feud. When not reporting on pro wrestling, Abelash likes to work out, go on walks, read, and explore new eateries. The winds of change swept through WWE tonight with unexpected ferocity, leaving behind a storm of emotion, confusion, and cryptic online messages that set the wrestling world on fire. While roster cuts are unfortunately part of the business, few were prepared for the emotional weight they carried this time around, especially one top WWE superstar who was left reeling and responded not with silence, but with a series of tweets that hinted at frustration, betrayal, and a brewing storm aimed directly at the top of the mountain, Roman Reigns. As WWE fans refreshed their timelines, one superstar in particular captured the spotlight, not because they were released, but because they were clearly broken by who was. That star? Jey Uso. Tonight's WWE talent releases were expected to involve developmental talent and mid-card names. But when Jimmy Uso's name appeared on the list, shockwaves hit the WWE universe. And no one felt it deeper than his brother, Jey. The Usos have been inseparable for over a decade, both on and off screen, rising through the tag division together and anchoring one of the most iconic factions in wrestling history, the Bloodline. But behind the curtain, tensions have been rumored. Creative had seemingly run out of direction for Jimmy after WrestleMania, and whispers of injury, backstage disagreements, and creative dissatisfaction had been quietly building. Still, no one anticipated WWE cutting one half of the most decorated tag team in recent history. And certainly not Jey, who took to social media within moments. It started with a single emoji. Then another. Family? Funny word. Minutes later, a third. Loyalty means nothing when your cousin's on top. And then finally, I should have walked away too. But nah, I stayed loyal. I bled for this. And for what? A bus ticket and silence? Jey's tweets weren't just cryptic. They were fiery, raw, and dripping with emotion. Fans and fellow wrestlers began quote tweeting and speculating. Was this storyline or real? Was Jay shooting from the hip or teasing a future heel turn? Then came the fourth tweet, the one that left no doubt. All this head of the table talk. But when your own blood gets cut, you just stay seated. #coward. With that single tweet, Jay had turned the full heat of his heartbreak toward Roman Reigns. It's no secret that the bloodline has been built on a foundation of dominance, manipulation, and barely contained tension. Roman Reigns, ever the composed tribal chief, often reminded his cousins that loyalty was everything. But to Jay, it seems that loyalty was a one-way street. What stings more, perhaps, is Roman's silence. As of this writing, the undisputed champion has not addressed Jimmy's release publicly or privately. Sources close to the situation say Roman was informed, but not consulted on Jimmy's departure, though fans are questioning whether that matters. The symbolism in Jay's tweets is powerful. He once stood as Roman's right-hand man. He took verbal and physical abuse for the family. He helped Roman build an empire that took over SmackDown for nearly 3 years. And when cracks formed, Jay always tried to hold the structure together. Now, as he watches his twin brother get cut loose like an extra from a forgotten feud, Jay seems ready to burn the house down himself. Several WWE superstars reportedly reached out to Jay privately after his tweets. One anonymous Raw star shared, "Jay's always been a locker room guy. This hit him hard. You can tell he's not playing around. He's genuinely hurt. Jimmy's his twin. This isn't a gimmick to him." Bayley and Sami Zayn were quick to post supportive messages without naming names, while LA Knight tweeted simply, "This game ain't fair. You play it anyway." #respect. Triple H reportedly held a brief talent meeting after the releases were announced, emphasizing the need for professionalism and compassion. However, some insiders suggest Jay's tweets may have caught management off guard, especially the veiled shots at Roman. Still, many backstage understand Jay's position. He lost not only his tag partner, but his twin, his mirror, his anchor, and he did so without warning. Jay's future is now clouded in uncertainty and intensity. Will WWE lean into the emotional firestorm and use it to reignite a storyline? Or will this real-world drama push Jay away from WWE entirely? A possible angle is already writing itself. Jay, the emotionally broken warrior, steps back into Roman's world not to serve him, but to destroy him. Imagine Jay cutting a promo next week on SmackDown, standing in the center of the ring, eyes filled with tears and rage, declaring, "You sat on your throne and let your own blood get slaughtered. You ain't the head of the table. You're the reason it's empty." A feud built on betrayal, grief, and fractured loyalty could be one of the most powerful bloodline story arcs yet. Fans have always resonated with Jay's internal struggle. Now, stripped of his brother, he becomes a man with nothing to lose. And Roman? For the first time, he might not be facing a challenger. He might be facing revenge. Professional wrestling is built on scripted drama, but sometimes the lines between fiction and reality blur in the most compelling ways. Tonight, Jey Uso gave fans a raw glimpse into what happens when personal loss intersects with professional loyalty. Whether WWE turns this heartbreak into a story or it remains a flash of real emotion in a turbulent industry, one thing is certain: Jey Uso has a voice. And tonight, he used it. He made it clear that behind the glitz, pyro, and catchphrases are real people, real bonds, and real pain. And perhaps, in the shadow of tonight's cuts, one star is no longer willing to stay silent in the face of a dynasty that preaches family, yet turns a blind eye when that family is broken. Would you like this reformatted as a mock news article, or turned into a YouTube-style script for a dramatic video narration?